fourth consecutive road match, and coming off a 5-setter, they're looking for the weekend sweep. Our Sunday of Pac-12 volleyball continues from Huntsman Center in Salt Lake City, and it's presented by Tachikara. Number 1 Stanford at 17-0 visits Utah. And good afternoon, everyone, with Hall of Famer Al Skates. I'm JB Long. Hope you're having a great weekend, and thank you for spending part of it with us. Well, Al, both of these programs are coming off thrilling 5-set victories on Friday.
Yes, Stanford coach John Dunning said his team's well rested and ready to go, although they lost their first 2 sets on the road recently. Now, the home team, the Utes here, they're used to this elevation. They'll be fresh and ready to go also. And
their biggest challenge today will come right in the middle, where Stanford has not 1 but 2 of the best middles in all of college volleyball. In fact, India Janaku and Moretta Lutz.
Yeah, Moretta Lutz is 6'8", and she's leading the nation. Inky Janaku is 6'3", and she leads Stanford in kills per set, at over 3 kills per set. 50% of the time, these girls will get a good pass or a good dig set to them.
As for Utah, they're coming off a come-from-behind win against Cal. They were down 2-0, but rode Shelby Dalton all the way back.
Yeah, right side hitter Shelby Dalton has a lot of power. She's a 4-year starter. One of the best outside blockers in the Pac-12 at about 0.9 blocks per set, and she led them all the way back.
So Stanford is off to its best start since 2007, looking to stay undefeated this afternoon at the Huntsman Center. We have been treated to a very pleasant fall weekend here in Salt Lake City. Al even brought his golf clubs and got 18 in between matches as Utah played host Cal, and now number 1 Stanford, they carry a 7-0 mark in Pac-12 play. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups, and they're presented by Tachikara. We got the ball, you bring the game. We mentioned Janaku and Lutz for Stanford, Brittany Howard, Jordan Burgess, Morgan Bowcather, Maddie Hugg, and Kyle Gilbert, the libero for John Dunning's Stanford Cardinal. As for Beth Lanier's Utah Utes, Carly Truman, Bailey Bateman, Eliza Katoa inserted into the starting lineup at outside hitter, Shelby Dalton, Chelsea Schofield Olsen, Callie Kirby, and Leah Adolph. Bug with the service for the Cardinal. And right off bat, it's Lutz.
I don't know whether that counts as a block or a kill. But anyway, it's good to start out with a point.
Maddie Bug serving and coming off her 6th double-double of the season in Boulder. Can't make the game.
Well, Truman is only 200, and they started her out on the good pass. Caught Stanford by surprise. Got the kill.
Utah making its season debut here at the Huntsman Center. Really renovated. Gorgeous new floor. And in thrilling fashion, they got the win over Cal here on Friday.
The setter just attacked the ball from above the net, and it went over, resulting in a point for the Utes.
Schofield Olsen with serve. Nice pass from Howard. And then Chitoa gets the start. She dug there. Jordan Burgess. A replay shot.
Burgess gets 2 digs, keep that ball in play, and then finishes with the kill. She's very intense, very intense. I didn't see her smile last match against Cal until the 5th set was over.
Notched her team best 9th double-double of the year with 10 kills and a season-high 19 digs in a win over CU. Free ball to Utes. Kirby gets to the outside, another point for Utah.
Well, Utah's been starting slow. I know in the first 2 sets against Cal Friday night, they sure start slow. But now it's different.
Leah Adolph, LA as she's known to her teammates, long with that service.
Adolph just had a double-double. She had 10 set assists in the last game and 17 digs.
Megan McGee in to serve for Stanford. And welcome in a new audience. Those of you watching Colorado defeat Cal from Boulder. Welcome to Salt Lake City and the Huntsman Center. Stanford and Utah get underway.
I think just out of bounds. So that big person block up there decided not to hit the ball. That ball was in, excuse me.
Kendall Segan, the junior setter, into the match and is served. And she too misses.
Well, 2 service errors in a row for the Utes. They're still tied up here at 44.
What do you think, Al? Some pressure, some nerves knowing that you have to put service pressure on the #1 team in the nation?
You almost have to be perfect to beat Stanford. They've been #1 since the second week in September after they beat Penn State. Oh, nice dig.
Took outside, and that's down. Adora Anai, the freshman outside.
Well, this right side hitting of the Utes is strong. Adora Anai is hitting .265 for the season, and Shelby Dahl is hitting .258. The right sides are strong for the Utes.
Bug to Howard. A blast for Stanford.
Now, Howard's a force up there. She's getting used to the faster sets. Maddie Bug started setting real fast to the pins a couple of weeks ago, and Brittany had some problems with it early on.
Bailey Bateman leads her team in hitting percentage and blocks. Good pass, Bug, and Jonaku couldn't finish it though. Straight into double block.
Carly Truman was committing on that. They know from the scouting report that they get a lot of balls in the middle. They had 2 people up, solid block.
So 3 service errors now in the first set for Utah. We're pointing out here, Al, that Stanford had only lost a first set once all season. That was to Penn State early in the year. They now dropped back-to-back first sets on the road.
That's troubling if it's a trend for Coach Dunning. Have to come out a little faster. Oh, nice serve. Split the receivers and got in right there in the seam. Great placement. The middle blocker, Truman, should have stayed away from that pass. They serve Truman again.
Let's have the block there, and it's up by Utah. Jordan Burgess blocked out, and Stanford takes control.
Stanford doesn't make many hitting errors. They challenge the block. They hit it into the block. Watch how she uses the block to her advantage. Right off the right hand of the outside blocker. Beautiful job.
So Gilbert continues to serve. And the dig. Bug Burgess. And now the Utes will get a shot. Chelsea Schofield Olsen.
Schofield Olsen had a nice match against Cal also. And she's a key hitter. She usually gets more sets than anybody else for Utah. And usually leads the team in kills also.
Al, I watched your interview with Chelsea following that match and that win over Cal, and I heard what you were most impressed with for all the good that she did was her setting percentage.
.667. 2 out of 3 sets were put down by her teammate. Fantastic. First time in her 4-year career she led an assist percentage.
Loretta Lutz leads the nation with a .488 hitting percentage and gets the point there, sending Bug back to serve.
That was a terrific serve.
Burgess this time off the block and down, and it's Schofield Olsen.
Olsen got outside the ball that time. We'll see her right arm outside the ball. Beautiful block. The Utes are number 4 in blocking in the Pac-12.
A senior from Provo now serving for the Utes. They go opposites. Bo Cather did not that kill. Nice dig by Gilbert. Just tipped up to Loretta Lutz. Free ball to Utah. Curry setting.
beautiful swing block. And she ran fast and got over faster. Jordan Burgess just went.
Katoa. And a finish by Bo Cather. Here's John Dunning. In his 14th season with the Cardinals, to win today, they'd be off to their best start since 1994, a year they won a title.
Coach Dunning's working on blocking a lot. He wants his team to improve the block.
Again, they shoot it to the outside. Eliza Katoa, the freshman hitter, is denied.
She made a nice move on that set. It was blowing by her outside the pin, and she brought it back.
How about these freshman hitters for Utah? The future looks bright with Anai and Truman and Katoa.
Yeah, the two right sides. And Truman already made a good dig, a good set, which is rare for a middle blocker.
Brittany Howard. Bogle resets. It's Bo Cather. Big swing by Katoa, right into the block of nuts.
You don't want to hit a low, hard one into that big block. You want to hit a high, flat one, or maybe one up to the ceiling. That's just too sharp an angle. That's clamped.
So Stanford with a 2-point lead, and they will send their service specialist, Megan McGee, back to the line. She has 25 aces to lead #1 team in the nation.
And she's a middle blocker.
Speaking of middles, Inky Ajanaku back in for the Cardinal. Burgess had a nice dig. Howard. Utah was ready for it. Out of the back, Schofield Olsen.
Beautiful set.
What a fantastic rally. Utah comes away with the points.
So Utah is running a 6-2. That means they substitute a big right side attacker in for the setter when the setter rotates to the front court.
Beth Lanier closing in on 500 wins, Al.
Yeah, she's a veteran coach. She got put in the Pac-12 about 4 years ago, and it was pretty rough coming from the Mountain West where she was dominating. And she's fighting hard in this league and got her first win against Cal in a 5-setter Friday night.
She does have a win over a #1 ranked team nationally. That came back in September of 2000, defeating Stanford 3-2. See if history repeats itself today.
Well, she's a veteran coach, and she'll do a great job. But it's the toughest league in the country right now, Pac-12.
7 Pac-12 squad currently ranked in the top 30 of the RPI. Good pass to Bug. Inky Ajanaku on the slide. And Howard. Big-time block. Chelsea Schofield Olsen couldn't get the kill on her swing, but she did on the block.
Yeah, that's her second block. Since there's two people up, it counts as a half block for her, but she got all of that one. Turned it right into the board.
Katoa had a really nice 3-set performance against Cal. Hit 333, and coach rewarded her with a stick here today. Straight to the floor for Brittany Howard.
Big hole for Brittany. She saw that one all the way. You can hit sharp if the block has a big seam like that, and she got on it.
You mentioned the 6'2". Kendall Segan getting some looks at setter as well for Utah.
Yeah, there's two setters, and they just keep this going the whole time till they run out of substitutions. There's 50 substitutions for women's volleyball, and the libero gets to go in and out. So there's about 27 substitutions altogether. Good deflection by Inky Ajanaku.
So Stanford comes away with the points and a 15-14 lead at our first break. The #1 team in the nation getting a challenge from the Utes in Salt Lake City. Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. A tremendous Sunday afternoon at the University of Utah. Stanford ranked #1 in the nation and with a 1-point edge at our first stoppage. Al jumped out at you statistically.
Well, Utah's out hitting him. The team that hits the best usually wins the match. It's 179 to 167 right now in hitting efficiency. However, these are going to go up for Stanford. They're hitting about 330 for the season.
Leading the Pac-12 in that category while ranking second in digs, an opponent hit percentage, and third kills and assists. What would you expect from the top team in the land?
Nice save by the hitter on that trap set.
Bug sends it over. Utah will get another chance. Schofield blocks. Loretta Lutz had a hand in it.
I like the way Lutz penetrated early on that one. She wasn't there with her feet, but watch how she moves her arms laterally across the net. Beautiful. Forget about footwork. Length is important.
Matty Bug got it started as well as Kyle Gilbert continues to serve. Ken Segan setting for Utah, and Burgess ready for that tip shot.
Good action by Burgess.
Lutz can catch all of it.
Oh, thrown ball. That was a hard chance for Lutz. She turned around and had that ball went at her navel and tried to set it with her hands. Got the call. Ray Mink, the up official, was all over that one.
Callie Kirby, the senior, her second season after transferring from Northern Arizona. How about that set? Get it back over the right shoulder.
That was beautiful. She was in stride, facing the back line. See, if you run a 5-1 like Stanford does, the setter just gets better and better. And they've got a good one in Matty Bug serving.
Callie Kirby, her counterpart. Great dig by Bug. They set middle, and Carly Truman, redshirt freshman, into the match.
That's 2 kills for Truman. She was up fast. She's very athletic. I mean, she's a snowboarder, and she does a whole bunch of stuff. Like Tucson, hiker and outdoors person.
Tough decision there for Eliza Katoa. A bit of indecision, perhaps.
Yeah, that's you got to hit that one. Here it is, overpass. Pretty easy change, really.
So Stanford with an 18-16 lead, and George Burgess serving.
Oh, hey, that was a good pipe. That was 5 feet from the net, where it should be. And Schofield Olsen got the broad jump over that 3-meter line. Hit it pretty close to the net.
Fourth-year starter for the Utes. Brittany Howard. Katoa blocked out.
Well, she hit that one fatter and higher. That low hard one she was hitting earlier going to be rejected right back out. Smart hit.
The back. Gordon Burgess can't get point. Utah gets shot.
Saved by Katoa. Oh, what a block.
Brittany Howard and Loretta Lutz combining.
Howard, you know, Howard was over the net before the hitters took a swing at that ball. Now watch, she barely jumps, but her hands are over the net when hitter swings. Perfect.
Shelby Dalton came off a best 17-goal performance against Cal. Could not get another here. Cal Kirby sets back again. Dalton denied.
2 in a row. What nice form. As soon as her hands get above the net, she puts them over the net. That's the key blocking. You have to be over the net when the hitter attacks the ball.
And the Cardinal have their best server in Megan McGee.
They were ready for that play.
Bo Cather.
Bo Cather's the opposite. She plays opposite the center and plays all the way around. She plays in the backcourt. She doesn't receive the ball, but she's a threat to hit, although they haven't set her in backcourt yet.
She gets the third straight point for the Cardinal to build this 21-18 lead in timeout Utah. So Stanford, as the #1 team, leads a host of Pac-12 programs into a new week, looking to stay undefeated and very strong in the national top 25. Washington also unblemished so far, and then look at the top 10 and beyond. Oregon, Arizona, ASU, USC, and UCLA.
Yeah, 7 teams in the top 20. That's pretty good. Pac-12 sent 9 teams to the NCAAs last year. They've won 6 out of the last 13 NCAA championships. It's a fight between the Big Ten and the Pac-12 to see which is the dominant league in the country.
We'll get a look at those dogs. Kristen Sants and UW against Arizona as our fantastic Sunday afternoon of volleyball coverage here on Pac-12 Network continues when we're done in Salt Lake City.
Well, Stanford is siding out at 77%. There's Maddie Bug. She is one of the best setters in the Pac-12, probably one of the best setters in the country. Goes all the way around. Her blocking is solid also. She plays across the front court, sometimes attacks the ball on the pass. She just doesn't come out of the game.
Both Stanford and Utah off to slow hitting starts. See if the Cardinal can close out the first with Megan McGee at the line.
Great dig by Bug.
Tip by Howard, and Utah will get another chance. Out of the back, Schofield Olsen into the net.
Yeah, that set was pretty deep to take a swing at and pretty low. She probably should have just kept that one play.
So 4 unanswered by Stanford to take control. There it is. Eliza Katoa delivers.
She's hard to stop with one blocker. And that set was fast. Middle blocker was frozen, looking for a quick attack. I need to point up the serve here to get back into this one.
We'll be up to the junior, Kendall Segan. Nice pass.
Nails.
Bocather. Cashed in.
Well, that was a good hit by Bocather. Go back to the service line now.
In the 5-set win over the Buffs, Bocather had 13 kills, 8 digs. Now she serves. Bet long.
Stanford has been siding out 77% of the time this first set. They haven't hit too well in transition, but that first side-out hit has been going down. As the passing's pretty good.
Inky Ajanaku.
2 blockers up with Inky that time. They knew where it was going. They couldn't get high enough. Inky has some hops.
Utah will use its second timeout of this first set, with Stanford getting ready for set point. And coming up next Saturday, some of the Pac-12's best football played here on the Pac-12 Network. It starts at 11 as Brett Hundley lead the UCLA Bruins into CU to take on Buffs. Then at 3, number 16 Arizona looking to rebound from their first loss of the season at home to USC. They'll be on the Blues to face Mike Leach and company. Again, that's at 3 o'clock, our pregame show with Mike Yan, Rick Ruheisel, Curtis Conway and company on Saturday at 10. Take a look at the updated Pac-12 football standings after last night's action. And you see here listed with the new national rankings, Oregon improving to 3-1 and taking control of the North. Al State's in the South. Your guess is as good as mine.
14, 16, 19, 20, 25th.
It is wide open, but ASU with a very impressive performance to knock Stanford out of the rankings for the first time in 4 years.
Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight there.
Inky Ajanaku and the Cardinal have a 24-20 edge, and Brittany Howard to the service line to try and close it out with set points. We were level at 18 apiece before Stanford ripped off a strong run. junior from Los Altos, California, is ready. They shoot at the outside. Janaku with the block and with the set.
So quick. She got over there and just sealed that little hole. Hitter probably saw a slight hole, went for it, and Inky was there. Yeah.
So Stanford had dropped their first set in back-to-back matches at ASU and CU. They take the first here in Salt Lake City. Welcome back to the Huntsman Center, everyone, especially those of you joining us from Tempe, where Arizona State was a winner in 5 over Washington State. Here in Salt Lake City, the Cardinals, the first set, 25-20.
Well, Marita Letts had 4 block assists, the big 6'8" blocker for Stanford, leading the nation in hitting. She's pictured right there. And those blocks came when Utah was trying to transition. And 4 of those attack errors by Utah are stuffed balls by Stanford. 5 of them hit out. So Stanford's block just dominated. Actually, Utah's sighting out well enough to win at 63%, but they can't put the ball down in transition because Stanford knows where the ball's going, getting 2 blockers and just shutting them down. Stanford is sighting out 80% of the time. That's off the serve receive. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So they're looking good. They started slow, but Stanford got into high gear.
So wins in the Pac-12 so far today, ASU, USC, and Colorado. Stanford looking to join them and improve to 18-0. Callie Kirby and the Utes dropped the first set on Friday against Cal. They dropped the first 2 and came all the way from behind to win. It was the first time since 06, you told me, Al Skate, since Utah had rallied from 2 down.
Yeah, they've gone 5 and they won early in the preseason in 5, but they had 2 deuce games they lost in 5 too. So they've been in a bunch of 5-set matches already.
Kirby setting middle, and Truman puts it away.
Kirby put that right in the money. Truman had to extend her arm, and Kirby set that ball from a low position. Watch how low she is. That wasn't a jump set. She was still on the ground. Good set.
Brittany Howard with the tip. It's Howard again. Like Shelby Dalton there on the block.
Howard just got there too late to do anything with the ball. That was almost below net when she got there. See how late she is, and the ball's pretty low. We need to come into the picture. The ball was hit. Oh. Good transition. That middle Lutz was up there already. I think she's up there if she's on the floor at 6'8". I mean, she gets her arm ready to go. She doesn't have to elevate much to hit that ball. Good job by the set on feeding her.
She led the Cardinal attacking at 40% in our first set. And levels the score at 2 in the second.
John Dunning saw her when she was 16. She took 1 swing and he said, "I want her."
I have to imagine that was one of John's easier recruiting decisions.
Well, she was 6'7" already, and she grew an inch, but she committed early, and John knows talent when he sees it. Look at Inky, though. Boy, she gets off the ground in that sharp angle. Inky and Janaku, over 3 kills per set for the season. Getting back to Janaku, she has 3.58 kills per set. And I bet you if you looked on every other Pac-12 school, you would find no middle attacker leading in kills per set. It's all outside hitters.
Between what she and Lutz give the Cardinal, it's no wonder they're tops in the nation.
That's right. The only thing that hurt him is an extraordinarily bad passing night where you can't set the middle because the outsides aren't hitting for high averages. They're good hitters, they keep it in play, and they're getting a lot of the bad, the off lays, the bad digs set to them.
Kirby has been setting Eliza Katoa, who to start here tonight, the freshman for Utah.
Burgess just sprawling out, getting 2 hands on that dig in the middle back, just beautiful.
Bocather with the Stanford serve.
Bateman gets two people up.
To the outside, Howard, the tip. Nice dig. Free ball to Utah. Kirby again sets Bateman middle.
Bocather hitting a D out of the back court. That's a hard set to hit, and it was fast. They're speeding up their offense. Watch how fast this is. It's just like a red to the front court hitter. It is quick.
A 5-1 run for Stanford to build a 6-3 lead. Timeout, Utah. We will step aside in Salt Lake City. (6-3) Stanford already up a set. We are in the second. Earlier day in the Pac-12, the home teams having a lot of success. ASU, USC, and CU. All winners?
Well, it's tough to play in some of those gyms. Colorado's got 2,800 people out there the other night in their gym. And Oregon State's getting more people out to root them on. So the home team will be up there and watch UCLA play Washington State next week. Home team's getting the big crowds.
The Cardinal have rattled off 3 unanswered to bring Kelsey Humphrey, the sophomore setter, in to serve. Katoa. Dug by the libero. They go opposite this time, and Shelby Dalton is blocked.
Number 10, Kyle Gilbert's getting a ton of digs already. She is just digging everything. The Cardinals get out of the way and let her go wherever she wants to go. She can dive it and not fear any other player diving into it.
So many stars on this Stanford roster. Sometimes you'll look the libero for the Card, don't you?
Well, she's leading the Pac-12 in digs, so she has 4.67 digs a set, so that's pretty good. Let me see if I can. She's number 2 on the Stanford career digs list, and she's a co-captain, and she has a big range and no fear. 4.65 digs per set.
Maddie Bug to Howard. Tip over the top. Nice up. Utah will send it over, and the Cardinal resets. Howard again from Bo. Schofield Olsen had the dig, and the kill was to Eliza Katoa.
Yeah, Howard let that one, looked like she let that one go out. She didn't attempt to field it. She thought it was long.
I love Katoa's ambition. She wants to major in business, graduate 4 years, and pick up an MBA before she's done.
Yeah, good goals.
Again, the block, doubling. Like Bailey Bateman perhaps in the way on Utah for that one?
They shared that one, I think. Katoa and Bateman. Let's see if they both get a piece of it. Oh, she reaches in, seals the whole in blocker. Made a beautiful move there.
Adora Anai coming up big. Now 3 points in a row for Utah with Kendall Segan serving.
Good tip on the middle block of Bateman. Good move by Bateman to keep it alive.
Katoa off the block, and another point to
That
Utes.
is a veteran hit. The block was there. She hit it softly off the in blocker's hands. Very smart hit.
So Utah answers Stanford's 4-0 run with 4 straight of their own. A chance to take the lead here in the second set.
At 5'10", Katoa is through challenging those big middle blockers on Stanford. She's getting smart in her hits now.
Big time swing.
I had no idea what Katoa stayed down on Howard. That was a good set. She didn't even block.
Bordora did not start this evening. The freshman outside delivers here.
Well, that was a little tiny hole, just big enough for the ball squeezed through. And Giannakou was flying, but couldn't close it.
Utah finally creeped above 100 in their attack percentage.
Stanford's well above 300 now.
Get another kill here.
Stanford's hitting over 500 for this set.
Not dissimilar from what we saw at Colorado for the Cardinal, where they hit 189 in the opening set and dropped it, recovered and finished with a 319 attack percentage the rest of the way.
Yeah, you'll win most of your matches hitting above 300, that's for sure. It looked like, well, that was a good recovery. I think it was a mix-up on the play. It looked like number 14 was running in for an inside set, and then the ball was set to the pin. She saved it. Nice job.
Bateman serving for Utah.
Bateman gets to serve all the time. She has 10 aces now for the season. Only 12 errors, so that's a good percentage there.
Howard didn't know whether to go or down, did she?
Yeah, right through her hands. You can really glom onto the ball overhand. The refs will call it, but she didn't get her hands together.
Bo Cather in for Kelsey Humphreys for the Cardinal, and Bateman continues to serve.
Perfect game. Beautiful position. Boy, Carly Truman does look like a rookie. She was up and waiting for that set on a quick transition. Forces Stanford to take a timeout.
And now the passing there made all the difference, right? You saw the stamp one awry. Utah was on the money.
That dig was perfect. The setter, it's so easy to set the quick hitter if, when you're running in for the set, you see the big body up in the air, wait for that ball. And Truman was there. She was really fast on that play.
Look at the difference between set one and set two for the Utes as they pick it up to a 353 clip.
Yeah, they're streaking right now. They've put several balls away in a row right now, and they're moving. And conversely, Stanford has dropped a little bit. So it's early, but Utah's battling back. They're not going to wait for the third set this time around.
I like what you said about Carly Truman. She already has 4 kills and swinging at a 667 pace.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing because Carly Truman, she gets maybe 1 kill a game usually or something like that. And so she 1.59 kills per set. And she's only hitting 200 normally. But she's hot and the setter knows go to her. I think that's pretty smart. They should keep feeding her until she gets stopped a couple of times.
Beth Lanier said the other day that everything was in place throughout the entire match against Cal. They just were not getting the kills in the first 2 sets. That was also the case here in the first today, but in the second they have come alive, take an 11-9 advantage.
Well, what they're doing differently today is they're hitting about as many balls out as Stanford was blocking. Against Cal, they'd block a ball and then the Utes would hit 3 up.
Let's gets the Cardinal back on track.
See, Lutz at 6'8", if she just raises her arms above the net, she's going to be there for those quick balls to go to the net. And she was. She just taps it right down.
Magog to serve for the Cardinal.
Oh, a shank out of bounds. Her technique looked perfect in that play. And those knuckleball serves, they don't spin and they move a little bit. And that one apparently moved to her left.
They serve Gofield Olsen again. Out to set up by Sigan.
Yeah, took that ball real low. It was very nice.
So Al Skates, I'm JB Long. Glad you're with us to continue the Sunday of Pac-12 volleyball from the renovated Huntsman Center. Which looks fantastic. Midway through our second set, the Utes on top by 1. Bogather gets the swing. And Shelby Dalton misses.
I like the way Adolph took that ball with her hands. She stepped on the line and lifted her left foot so she wouldn't go over the 3-meter line, which would be a violation for an overhand set.
A floater short. Callie Kirby goes opposite. Sofield Olsen with the joust, and she lost.
Yeah, she nice play by number 16, Brittany Howard. She stayed with that ball.
So 4 of the last 5 to the Cardinal. They're now in front, 13-12. Quick set and shots. Carly Truman. And Stanford got it up. She gets another chance here. Dalton again. That's deep.
Dub got under that one. That ball was over her head by the time she contacted it. Got under the midline of the ball and she hit it and went long. Just a little too quick for that set. Nice rally there.
Again, a floater short on the serve from Burgess. This time it's put away by Chelsea Schofield Olsen, whose husband Jimmy in the youth, by the way, should be picked probably top 4 if not 5 by the media next week in San Francisco when we get together to preview basketball season.
What I like about that attack is she passed inside the 3-meter line and then got back on a nice approach. Oh, she got the ace. Wow. They're serving Schofield Olsen, and she gets some payback here. What a nice serve, one deep line.
Too hot for LA to handle, and Stanford will take a 15-14 lead into our second set break.
Good high flat shot for the kill. We're seeing some smart hitting here in the second set by these attackers.
Take it back. We'll stay right here as each side has used a timeout in the second set. Too hot to handle off the swing from Dalton.
That ball didn't rotate much, and it was like a knuckleball. It's very hard to dig. And no spin, it's just a blur.
So Leah Adolph, who's a fantastic student, already a couple of academic all Pac-12 runners, serving here from Utah and the side out to the corner.
What a beautiful set by Maddie Bug. Had so much speed on it, the middle just can't get to it. It goes the long way against the flow. I love that set.
They continue to serve. Schofield Olsen. Nice up by Stanford. Brittany Howard just beyond the line.
Yeah, she took too much off that ball. She just flipped her wrist at it instead of got on top of it like she usually does.
From Orange, California, the junior Kendall Stugan. 5'9" setter. On the slide, Ajanaku. Few are better now than she is at that.
Well, she's so quick, and if you're inside at all as an outside hitter, you can't turn and swing block and catch up to her. She's running to the pin, and you're facing, and you got to turn and run. You can't keep going.
Bug shoots it to the outside. Burgess can't put it away. And on second time in the block, Ajanaku and Bug.
That was a tough swing because she was caught at the net looking back at the set. And she has to hit this one blind, not even seeing where the block is. And Inky was right there.
Again.
Burgess one-on-one. Inky wasn't in the same zip code. That was so fast. Oh, watch out, Burgess gets out there, swing block right on top of this set. Oh, Burgess is smiling. This intensity. A brief second, I saw it.
Well, John Dunning says about this group, they have a unique ability to focus while having fun and not taking themselves too seriously. I think that takes some of the weight of the number one ranking off the shoulders.
I agree. Now, there's Inky and Ajanaku. She brings a little levity to the team. She's the jokester, but not during the game. Once the match starts, she's pretty serious too. But in warm-ups, she was having a lot of fun. And the team loose. But Burgess, if you can't smile after you stuff somebody one-on-one, you don't smile at all. She was happy about that one.
I mentioned that Utah men's basketball is likely to be picked in the top 4 when the media poll is released this Thursday at Men's Media Day, and the Women's Media Showcase precedes it at noon Pacific on Wednesday. We hope you'll join us here on the Pac-12 Network to preview college basketball season. Wednesday at noon, Thursday at 10 a.m. for the women and the men respectively. And it's great to be here in Salt Lake City this renovated Huntsman Center. A look at the rafters, some of the new lighting and structure that they have put in season to season. The floor looks fantastic.
Well, Marita Letts, the 6'8" middle blocker, is leading with 8 points. Now, points are kills and stuff blocks. And she has 4 block assists, which counts as 2 points, and 6 kills, 9 attempts. So she's leading both teams with 8 points so far. They keep serving to Olsen, and Schofield Olsen is getting a lot of attention. They don't want her to hit out of the backcourt, so they're going to serve her, and she's coming out. She's finally coming out. And Mohiahi's coming in. Mohiahi usually starts at outside hitter, but she doesn't start. She gets a chance to play in the backcourt.
She does get the serve receive here. A much better pass and a better result for Utah.
Yeah, you can go quick on that kind of pass, so that's perfectly for Billy Bateman. She likes that.
Burgess, that got down.
What a smart hit. High flat off the mid blocker's left hand. She's getting some smarts. She knows what she's doing out there. She stays behind the ball so well she can see the block.
Wholesale substitutions for John Dunning and the Cardinal, including Sarah Benjamin, the fresh defensive specialist. Gray Kennedy, the sophomore outside hitter who impressed at Colorado and has earned some more time here today.
Well, Lutz is in the middle now. 4 block assists already. Oh, the ball's tipped softly. And Lutz was off the net, and the ball went right in front of him. Lutz is not over. Ball is killed.
Adora Anai and Utah will certainly take it off the poor set.
Need a point on the serve. See if Bailey can get one.
Nice pass. Bug sets middle. Lutz missed.
There it is. If they can get a streak one at the service line, they're really in this. Lutz cuts it sharp. Misses the line by a big deal there. Perfect pass.
This time, Matty Bug wanted to dump it. Mohiahi.
What a tip. Oh, hit
Off
the
center
antenna.
score, didn't it?
It's playable because the scoreboard is on their side of the net. So you can play it off there. But it came down at a pretty random bounce, so it was tough to feel. I know when we played at Pepperdine all those years, the scoreboard is really low and the light fixtures, and it seemed like Pepperdine always knew where the ball was going. We had no clue.
You could tell Moretta Lutz was anxious for a chance to redeem herself.
Well,
she does
good.
so there.
They need to go back to her after she makes a mistake. And that's, this good Sarah Matty Bug will do that. Get the player back, give her confidence right back. Oh, Mohiahi's going across the front.
Both after the tip. Utes with no shot at it.
Look at that set the ball inside. Mohiahi gets another rip.
Blocked down by Lutz. This time.
Low hard one. And it's low hard one into the big block. Doesn't work out too well. When 2 blockers are in front of you, you need a higher, flatter shot. Nice penetration by the end blocker. Burgess puts it away.
Little flat by Carly Truman, and it misses the back line.
That pass came so low and so fast to the setter that the quick hitter wasn't there yet. She was pretty much on the ground when the ball was set.
3 in a row by Cardinal to get us to set points. Blocked out, and Utah still alive.
Still alive. So they need 3 points at the service line for the second set to continue.
They get Shelby Dalton back in, and they're going to ask Kirby to do it on the serve. Chooses Brittany Howard. They go opposite. Bocather off the block.
Using the end blocker, great pass, great set, great kill in the second set.
So Stanford closes the second set, still attacking under 300, but with a 2 lead.
Well, the Utes got used on that one, but they came back to win set 3, 4, and 5 against Cal on Friday night. Can we do it again? That's the question.
So Stanford comes in at 17-0 and looking for an 18-0 start, which would be their best since 1994. A team that started with 20 consecutive victories and went on to win the title. Head coach of Stanford, John Dunning, joins us now, and after dropping a couple of first sets on the road in your most recent, turns out probably nice to have a 2-0 lead here today in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's for sure. On the road, you put a lot of pressure on yourself when you come out ready and the other team does, and you get down. Today we did a better job. I don't think we're playing perfect, that's for sure. Utah's really good at the net. They can force you into doing things. We came in wanting to focus on our block a little bit here, and I think our blocks had a big effect on the game, and I think we need to go back in and figure a few things out about offense here, though.
Coach, 2 weeks ago you told me you're going to really work on your block.
Yep.
You have 11 blocks already, and whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I think Brittany's blocked some great balls against their opposites. I think Maddie's set the block in a good place a few times. I think our middles aren't really getting there to do it right now, and if we do that, it'll really help a lot.
John, thanks very much. I'll let you get to your adjustments.
You bet. Thank you.
Stanford 2, Utah nothing. The block's a big part of it. The Cardinal outblocking the Utes. 11-5. We'll be back to Salt Lake City to see if the Cardinals can pull it out.
Welcome into our San Francisco studios. I'm Jill Savage. The Utes are battling, but Stanford is up 2-0. Earlier today on Pac-12 Network, 17th ranked Arizona State hosting the Cougars. Coach Jen Reilly's squad looking to break an 8-match losing streak to the Sun Devils. Washington State up 1-0. J.C. Harris gets the kill down the line. The Cougs win the second set and are thinking upset. Fourth set, ASU battling back. Macy Gardner gets the kill, and the Sun Devils tie it up at 2 sets apiece to the fifth set. 14-11 match point for the Sun Devils. ASU gets the block for the 5-set win, improving to 14-6 on the season. Samantha Bricio and 18th ranked USC taking on Oregon State at the Galen Center. USC down 1-0 after a long rally. Elise Rudens with the kill off the block to give USC the second set. In the third set, SC up 17-13. Bricio a kill from the back row. They go on to win the third set, 25-17. Fourth set, match point for the Trojans. They get the block and the 3-1 victory over Oregon State. Stay with us. Coming up next year on Pac-12 Network's third-ranked Washington, one of 4 unbeaten teams left in the NCAA, will battle it out with 16th-ranked Arizona. We'll get you back out to Stanford and Utah. It's a block party there at the Huntsman Center right now. Stay with us. Your sports report update is coming up next. I'm Jill Savage with this Pac-12 Sports Report update. Every weekend across all sports here on Pac-12 Networks, we have some amazing plays, but which ones are worthy enough to be called the 12 best? Here are some of the nominees. Utah, Oregon State tied in double overtime. Devontae Booker takes the handoff 19 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Here's another look as Booker sheds several arm tackles to give the Utes the win in double overtime. And water polo, Stanford hosting number 1 SC Saturday. BJ Churnside rips one past the defenders. Stanford will go on to win 10-9. One more look. Churnside goes to the bottom left for the game winner. That's USC's first conference loss of the season. And UCLA at Cal. Jared Goff tossed it up to Chris Harper, who comes down with the one-handed touchdown catch for the Bears. Cal will go on to lose 36-34 to UCLA. Well, that will be all on Pac-12 Sports Report coming up Monday night at 9 p.m. Ashley Adamson and Jamie Long will have the final say on which ones make the 12 best. This game with Parker breaking down what is a very fascinating Pac-12 football season and a nice feature on UCLA women's soccer. That all comes up on Monday night at 9 p.m. on Sports Report. Stay with us. We'll get you back out to your match. Coming up next.
Welcome back to the Huntsman Center, everyone. Stanford with 25-20 and 25-21 wins in the first two sets to take a 2-0 advantage. And Al Skate, we spotlighted Cardinals' two dominant middles right off the top of our program, and so far that story has been true to form.
Yeah, Lutz is getting a lot more sets than usual. She usually only gets 1.5 kills per set, but they're feeding her now. She's already had 11 sets and 7 kills. And Anjanaku, who gets most of the sets most of the time, only has 6 sets, but 4 kills. So they are both hot tonight, and I think they'll keep getting fed here.
Well, Utah has had leads in both of the sets. They were level at 18 in the first, 16 all in the second. But as we spoke with Beth Lanier just moments ago, she said they just haven't had the ability to sustain it into the 20s out.
That's right. I think one of the factors is they're serving a lot of balls to the Utes' big hitter, Chelsea Schofield-Olsen, and I think it's affecting her a little bit, affecting her routes, although she's really good at it usually. Now, Adolph came over and helped her out that time.
You said defeating Lutz. How about right out of the chute in the third set?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, she is a freshman, but she did redshirt 1 year to get a little stronger, and she's ready to go right now.
7 kills as we began this third set. Tip block there, Matt Bug. This child chooses Lutz. It's Doug, Adolph. Nicely done by Dalton. That was a tough one.
That was beautiful. Holt stayed behind the set all the way, and then hit up into Lutz, so she couldn't snap it down, and she caught the little spread between her arms that time.
Utah's All-American who represented the Utes on the Pac-12 All-Star team in China. She goes right after this one and gets back-to-back kills.
That's the way you jump on those overpasses. No indecision. Just elevate and crush it.
Schofield-Olsen serves short. Brittany Howard got it up. Burgess couldn't put it away. All the way across to Eliza Katoa getting the start today and sparking a 3-1 lead in the third.
See, they're getting some kills. The Utes are getting killed when they're hitting high into Lutz. Look at how her hands are spread apart. She's got to fix that. That's 2 in a row.
Bug to Lutz. Dalton. Off the block of Burgess. It's 4-1 Utah.
Well, that was lucky. That was a tape shot that rose up into the block. I thought Burgess was there pretty well until it hit the tape.
Again, a short serve. Nice get by Gilbert. Tip shot down. Jordan Burgess answers.
Yeah, that was a very nice tip. Went high enough to not get it over the middle blocker. Just barely. Nice.
A 2-time all-conference outside hitter gets a chance to serve. 3 service errors apiece in the first set. They both leaned it up in the second.
Yeah, that was a bad toss. She tossed it so far in front of her, she couldn't get there on the serve.
Now it's Adolph's turn. Went off a double-double against Cal on Friday. Loretta Lutz.
Burgess gets that up nicely. Bailey throwing the ball into the block. In the old days, you used to get called for delay of game and those type of throws, but they let him go. So a smart player Bailey is, and she knows what she can do and what she cannot do.
Big time local recruit from Hooper, Utah, now finishing her senior season. Blocked out by Utah, and Stanford get point.
McGee coming in to serve for Lutz.
Human biology major, the team's leader in service aces. Inky Ajanaku also in for the Cardinal.
Burgess gets 2 hands on that bid.
Out of back, Schofield Olsen. Big time kill for Utah.
Yeah, they set her in 6 rotations. She's the only player on the Utes team that plays all 6 rotations. So she goes around, she gets hits everywhere. Everybody else gets substituted in and out.
Good pass to Ajanaku. To get everything she wanted on that kill attempt. She tips the block, and it's down for Bailey Bateman.
Bateman getting 2 kills on 2 off-speed shots here, last 2 attempts. Bateman, one of the best blockers in the Pac-12, number 4, getting a few attacks now. That was a cleaner.
Ajanaku on the slide, didn't she? And then also Morgan Bocather.
It's tough to run a slide when you've got the opposite hitting at the pin. I mean, there's no place to slide because you run into the other player.
Timeout here. Utah looking to take the third. They're out to a 9-3 lead. Pac-12 Volleyball is brought to you by Tachikara.
Well, what's happening here is the Utes are hitting a blazing 636 in the 3rd set. And they've had 7 kills and 11 attempts. Sighted out 3 out of the 4 times they received serves for 75%. And Stanford only sighted out 2 of the 8 serves that they received. So, big difference here. The Utes came back to beat Cal after losing the first 2. It's tougher than that, though.
Kendall Segan continues to serve Utah. Brittany Howard on the second effort, she got it.
No decision there. She just jammed that straight down. There's a low tip here. That doesn't go and got put back.
I'll get the serve to Morgan Bocather, the senior from Newport Beach, California. Adora Anag is right after it. Bateman now sets her again. Another block from Ajanaku. Well, Ajanaku's fingerprints were all over that point for the Cardinal.
Over and out on the hit. Well, you know, Bug got the first one over there by herself, and then Ajanaku the second one. Then had a lot of control blocks in those rallies. Bateman can now
pancake.
Yeah.
Gilberts. And Ajanaku finishes it.
Yeah, way over the net on that one. Okay, here's the pancake, and yeah, she got all that one. Pretty good set here by Ajanaku. Couldn't play. Kyle Gilbert, one of the best liberos in the country.
Brittany Howard. Picked up by Schofield Olsen, and now she'll get a chance to swing it. Roll shot. Howard again. It's not a replay.
Beautiful set.
Ajanaku is ready for it.
Yeah.
What a tremendous point. Bocather and Howard again. Point of the match.
Off the top, Schofield Olsen, that's the kill on the pipe. Wow, that's a good rally there. At 4,500 feet elevation here. See if Stanford gets a little breathless after that long rally.
Oh, Maddie Bug does it herself.
That was a perfect time to do that. That ball was passed right on top of the net. Bug doesn't kill a lot of balls, 0.9 kills per set, but she's starting to tap the ball more than she used to. She's hitting 454 coming into this.
Schofield also passing better that time as Stanford continues to serve her.
Well, you know, Stanford can serve anywhere they want. As long as she's back there to receive, they're going to serve her 10 balls. She does a good job. She has such great footwork. She passes and has a good approach too. But she was hitting negative after 2 sets.
Burgess just pound one.
Yeah, big hole. You can hit it straight down on those big holes. No block equipment way late on that one.
Grace Kennedy, the sophomore, in for John Dunn's group. Her father was a member of the Stanford swimming team. Her sister won 2 NCAA titles with women's water polo on the farm.
Okay, Schofield Olsen is in rhythm now. Hitting the ball well.
Her head coach, Beth Lanier, told us between the second and the third sets that they were going to continue to let her operate as she typically does, even though Stanford was serving her heavily. She's responded in third.
Well, they can't cover. No, she's 1/3 of the receiving formation. I thought maybe they're going to. She was hitting -118 after the end of the second set, and now she's up to 045. So she's put a lot of balls away in a row here.
Well, Loretta Lutz is right at 500 as he gets another kill. Dalton down the line.
Boy, they're hitting line shots now. That's 2 in a row. I think probably the opposite has got to, Bowcather has got to take a little more line.
Bowcather. That one was trailing smoke.
Yeah, she just arched her back and got on that. Just torqued up and let it go. Plus coming in late and fast was good too.
Burgess serving for the Cardinals. This was about the point into the first 2 sets where they exerted their will. Nice shot off the block. And again, Carly Truman, the redshirt freshman, delivering for Utah.
Yeah, she could be having one of her best matches of the year. Of her career, her young career as a true freshman.
A half dozen kills, 357 her attack. Marilla Lutz never got on top of that one.
You know, I just checked. Carly Truman's a redshirt freshman, so she didn't play as a true freshman, but she has 4 years of eligibility remaining.
Her parents, David and Ursula, both engineers and graduated here from the U of U. Brittany Howard on that block. Katoa, picked up by Bailey Bateman.
Off the net, couldn't hit that one.
They go opposite Bowcather.
Well, there was a net violation on the block. So Stanford gets the point. Although that ball was hit out by a mile.
So Megan McGee in to serve for the Cardinals. Trailing 4 here in the third set, but up 2-0. Looked like it deflected off a bug. It did, and Utah gets the point. Shelby Dalton.
Watch how Dalton reaches outside here to the pin. She does that. She stays inside and then reaches out all the time. I prefer them to get their body in front of the hitter.
Bug to Janaku, no doubt about it.
That was a perfect set. Straight up and fast. And Johnny Q was up there waiting for it.
Utah's holding on to this advantage more than they were able to in the first and the second. Grows to 5 at 17-12.
Bateman gets her kills a different way. She gets some dinks, roll shots, high flat ones. But she's getting the job done too.
Burgess passing to Bug. Brittany Howard off the block.
Well, that's not the usual set they give Brittany Howard. That was a high ball. That was the way they used to set it.
The way she preferred, you pointed out.
Yeah, the way he preferred the old days. But there's a new way to do it now. It's faster and beat the middle block. So I'm surprised.
Quick look at Tess Sutton in for Utah, the sophomore. Burgess. Adora Anai gets the kill for Utah.
Anai's looking sharp tonight. She's hitting the ball hard. Once in a while they'll come back at her, but she's terminating one way or the other.
Lead back to 5 for the Utes with Bateman serving. Oh, Carl made that one look easy. That was
Yeah, there was a little hole and she pounded it right into it. Truman didn't quite close it on that block.
If and when someone beats Stanford, don't you think they're going to have to apply a lot of service pressure so that the Cardinals don't get those easy passes and sets?
Yes, they are. And you know, teams make a lot of service errors against Stanford because of that reason. I mean, they side out so well. They're siding out tonight probably above 60%, which is usually enough to win.
Stanford continues to serve this one out, and so Utah back in front by 4. With the Hall of Famer Al Gates, I'm JB along with you on a Sunday afternoon in Salt Lake City. Gary Milkus is producing for us today. Tim Lay to direct. Glad you're with us. And more volleyball to come when we are done. Stanford, one of a small handful of unbeaten team nationally. 2 in the Pac-12. We'll see the Dogs of UW coming up a bit later on. Callie Kirby serving shorts. Bo Cather gets the swing right down the line.
I love that D. It's they're not ready for it. You don't see a lot of D's in women's volleyball. But Bo Cather's had a couple of kills running down that right sideline and taking off from behind the 3-meter line so far.
Tough pass for Utah to handle, and Moretta Lutz pounces on twice.
Beautiful dig by Burgess, getting right down the floor to bring that one up.
Kirby to Dalton, what a point for Utah.
All right, Dalton the Terminator. Powerful hitter. He only hits once from the left side. This is her time right here. Now she's going to go over the right side block and transition back and forth on the right side.
First time today that Utah has beaten Stanford to 20. Can they close out the third? Bo Cather. And the Utes one step closer.
Oh, it hit the tip. I don't think it went.
They credited Carly Truman, but I'm not sure she had much to do there. Tough service error at this time of match.
Yeah, they're scoring pretty well. If you're going to serve short, serve high above the net so it has a chance to drop over.
See if Jordan Burgess, the 2-time all-conference outside hitter, can spark a Stanford rally late in the third. Tough set. Dalton made something out of it. Katoa. Moretta Lutz sends it to the floor.
Lutz was over the net that time. When she gets over, she's a force. When she doesn't, her hands tend to split apart. There's a little seam between her arms.
Callie Kirby setting. Nice dig, Maddie Buck. Lutz goes right after it.
That was very nice. She turned, she couldn't see the net. She was looking back at the dig and hit the ball and did it quite well.
3 unanswered for the Cardinal to get back within 21-19. And Friday night, the #1 ranked Stanford Cardinal that we see here in front of us will be back in action on the Pac-12 networks at 6 o'clock. A top 25 showdown against UCLA. We'll have that one for you on the networks and also on your Pac-12 Now app. The up-to-the-minute Pac-12 standings. We mentioned that the UW Huskies and Stanford both unblemished so far. Arizona, Oregon, UCLA in that cluster right beneath them.
The top 10 teams in the Pac-12 have winning records. 12 and 10 for Utah, and they're in 10th place in the league with a 2-5 record. And they're a very good team. And they're playing well against Stanford right now with a 2-point lead in the third set, 21-19.
UW will put that 18-0 mark and 7-0 in conference play on the line against Arizona coming up later on today on the Pac-12 Network. Meanwhile, here at the Huntsman Center, Stanford in danger of dropping a set for the first time this afternoon. They lead the all-time series against Utah 8-1. They swept Utah in both meets a season ago. Their only loss, in fact, the Utes came here in 5 sets back in 2000. We'll see if Utah can apply some pressure with a third set victory.
They're sighting up at 68% this third set. That's very high. So the chances are they're going to get the point. Utah will sign up and get the point. We'll see. Burgess is a tough server, so she could take Truman out of this rotation, the quick hitter for Utah. Is having a good night by forcing a bad pass.
The Fort Myers, Florida native gets us restarted. Long run for Kirby. Got it up to Katoa. Moretta Lutz. Oh, great dump shot.
Lutz has got to get that dump. She's got to keep her hands above the net. Now watch how she drops her hands below the net. She's got to keep them extended, be aggressive there.
Was it a matter of anticipating the block on Carly Truman?
Yeah, she wasn't looking for that. I mean, those setters are in the back court. They can attack the ball from above the net. The only thing they could do is set the ball over the net. Well, if you're a middle blocker with her height and reach, keep your hands above the net in that situation, and then you can just flick it back.
We've seen her do it many times this season. She does not have to jump to get that flick shot for a point.
I mean, most middle blockers in this league do not have to jump. Their hands do go above the net. The net's only 7'4", and so most of them can reach above the net. So it's a technique thing. It's hard to do because the backcourt setters dump so infrequently that it's not a major part of the game plan. I mean, Callie Kirby has 0.2 kills per set. Those aren't big numbers, you know. And Kendall Segan has 0.21 kills per set. So you're really not looking at it. She did it at the opportune time.
It all goes to the point we made previously that Chelsea Schofield Olsen is almost always on the floor for Utah, and they are looking for her and Dalton quite frequently. I've been impressed with what we've seen from Eliza Katoa, the freshman put into the starting lineup for Beth Lanier today.
She has a great arm. She hits the ball with a lot of power. I mean, when she hits it into that big Stanford block, low and hard, it comes back at her fast. And when she clears the block, usually it's a kill.
Yeah, she's not hitting for a high percentage today, under 100, but I think this is a vote of confidence from head coach to put her in against the #1 team in the nation.
Yeah, she's a Terminator right now, either way. Coach would like her to see, keep a few more in play probably against that big block.
Bateman pounds it.
Bateman with almost no approach. It was just jumped like a foot off net and got the set. And I love the set. It was quick, it was fast. Got Bateman while she was still in the air. Beautiful.
The libero Adolph serving for Utah. They go opposite Bo Catholic, and it's blocked out. Stanford to 20.
Well, Joniku comes back in the game, so she's a big force in there. She's quicker to the outside. But Stanford needs a point right here on this service to really get back into this third set.
They have their best service arm into the match as McGee hits it. Katoa from deep. And a Joniku slams it over.
Low hard one in the block, doesn't go. Bocatter took the line on that one. Yes, good forehands over the net. Timeout, Utes.
So both sides have exhausted their third set timeouts. You see the blocks. We talked about it after the first 2 sets, heavily in the Cardinals' favor.
After 2, it was 11 blocks for the Cardinals, and that's one thing Coach Dunning has been working on a lot in practice, and it's showing here. So they're going to need a few more. They're 2 behind, 23 and Stanford 21. Need a real point on the serve. They're all real points. We still use that terminology for some reason. It goes back to side-out volleyball, where if you, the old days before about 2000, if you sided out, you didn't get the point. You just got the serve. Well, now you get a point every play, just like ping pong. So consequently, you don't see any more 3.5-hour matches, which the Utes were really good at 4,500 elevation.
So 23-21 Utah. Reminder that Wednesdays at 7, you can catch The Drive featuring Jim Mora and his UCLA Bruins. The head coach at UCLA said he felt like he needed a hug after this week's trip up to Cal. We'll see what that's all about. Wednesday at 7, the groundbreaking series, The Drive, only here on the Pac-12 Network.
Well, Stanford's hitting pretty well right now. Doesn't get a dig off the serve. They've been scoring, so it's interesting. They'll serve Schofield Olsen. She's right in the middle back, number 11. They'll try to prevent her from hitting a pipe out of the middle back. So they serve it to either side of her, take her out of the rhythm, yet they serve to the LeBron.
Yeah, she did not have to handle this one. A nice adjustment made by Shelby Dalton to get it down.
Yeah, Adolph nailed that pass, stepped in the seam, and just made a perfect pass.
First set point of the afternoon for the homestanding Utah Utes, and they've got Kendall Segan to serve. Bocather.
Still pounding that line. 3rd row she's got down the line.
Not the worst thing in the world for Utah if they could get this serve received, though. They've had some success with it.
Yeah, they're siding out well.
Their second set point. It is Schofield Olsen. That pass not where they wanted it, but Utah might catch a pick here.
They already caught one because Jonahue didn't pound that overside set yet.
Adolph keeps it alive. That's no wide, and Stanford back within 1.
Boy, that was a bad approach. The hitter was inside the sideline and just too far inside to hit that wide set.
Set point number 3 with Bocather serving.
Tough serve.
Schofield Olsen again. Out of back row. At the net, it's hammered. And Bailey Bateman makes sure that Stanford will not get out of Salt Lake City that easily.
You know what? That could have been flying out of bounds, and that defender came flying in and bounced off her on the run, but swing by Bateman.
So 25-23, Utah rallies to take the 3rd. Stanford still up 2 sets to 1 and perfect on the season. We'll be right back. Number 1 Stanford takes the first 2 at 20 and 21. Utah answers with a 25-23 3rd set. Statistically, Al Skates, what catches your attention?
Well, Utah's serving Brittany Howard a lot. She's already had 26 serve receptions. And I think it's affecting her hitting. She's had 30 attacks. They're setting Brittany more than anybody else on Stanford team. And she's only hitting 100. She's had 3 errors and 6 kills. So that's working well. Conversely, Stanford is serving Chelsea Schofield Olsen 27 times, and she's hitting 0. So they're trying to take out each other's big hitters. They're trying to serve in their routes. Strategy's working for both teams. Both teams hit pretty well that 3rd set.
Shelby Dalton, the redshirt senior there, led the way in kills in a defeat of Cal on Friday. Doing it again here today for Utah with 9. Her percentage has not been fantastic, but Al, they've been feeding her in the big moments as they look to close out that 3rd set.
Yeah, and she's going to keep getting sets. They have confidence she's going to come back. She's been the kill leader for almost every match this year. And we'll see what happens here. You know, Utah came back in 5 after losing the first 2 against Cal on Friday night.
Callie Kirby, the senior setter. Bug to Janaku, and that's how the 4-set begins.
Burgess came all the way over to the sideline and took that ball right away from Howard. I mean, Howard was out there for bait, but she just ran over and passed it perfectly.
Janaku left.
2 blockers waiting right there in front of Janaku's route. These blockers don't even move. Watch this. Well, they moved a little bit. Good closing the seam, though. Very nice.
Bolton into double-digit kills now as Schofield Olsen serves. A chin wing will not get it done there.
The assault on Howard continues. Her 20th serve reception. And Olsen had the bottom drop out of that serve. Beautiful serve.
Well, you said it. She's been being attacked on the serve receive and returning the favor in Stanford's direction. That time, Brittany Howard was not served, and she got to a kill clean.
Yeah, it's much easier for these women to approach without passing the ball first.
She was looking for help,
I
wasn't
don't
she?
know what she was doing. She looked like she was trying to run off the court on that play. Maybe Adolph was supposed to come over and help her out, but she didn't move. Here it is. And she said, oh, must have been a mix-up signals.
Howard goes right back there. A nice pass. Carly Truman probably liked that one back. Janaku, perfect place.
Once again, Maddie Buggs runs forward and sets the long way backwards perfectly. She's a very talented setter. She looks like she's less than 6 feet tall, but she's 6 feet tall, standing next to Janaku there.
They shoot over to Burgess. Dalton hammers down.
Dalton has such a strong arm. She had a very slow approach this time, and she still had a lot of power on that ball. She's almost waiting for the set.
A Janaku.
Bateman was there that time, and she doesn't miss many of those. But I guess she wasn't quite over the net because the ball went down right in front of her. She hit Bateman's arm. Wasn't over.
That one on to reach. But to Burgess. Great get. Cal Kirby laying out, but Stanford gets the point anyway.
Nice high set for Les. She got to hit over the block that time. No regard for her body. She comes flying in there. Callie Kirby, beautiful.
Big time swing by Liza Katoa.
Boy, that block should have moved in. That ball was set nicely, but inside the tape, inside the pin, and the block stayed there. Stayed too wide.
Kendall Segan will serve for the Utes. Loretta Lutz. Segan up to set. It's put away by Bateman.
Bateman is ready for that transition. She was only a couple of feet from the net. She doesn't need a big approach. A one step, a no step, a two step, she'll be ready.
Lutz, it was tipped, I believe. Yes, so Stanford gets the point.
That was a low set for Lutz. They set her about a foot and a half higher. That was one of those interesting things that happened. Both the blocker and the setter are entitled to the ball when it's on top of the net, and they both touched the ball. And there was no call, which I think is the right call. And we don't have a coach replay system here in the United States. It's happening all over the world, however, and will soon be in the United States, I would assume.
Would you like to see it at the college level, Al?
Yeah, the coach would have called the challenge here, of course. I don't know if she touched it or not, but it was all right if she did. The ball's on top of the tape. Wait a minute. They're giving the ball to the Utes. The umpire had to make that call. So Kim Pickering, the referee, ruled the other way, but Kim Pickering, the umpire, ruled in favor of the Utes there.
Nice dig. Burgess on the opposite side. She takes a swing at it now. Leah Adolph. That's deep. But deflected. And Utah gets it.
Yeah, smart shot. Adora off the top, as she should. There's a solid two-person block in front of her.
Big wing there by Morgan Bocather to get Stanford back in front by one.
They finally took the line on Bocather, and she showed the cross-court one on it.
He was picking on that line throughout the third set, wasn't he?
3 in a row at the end of the third. She was very... Perfect pass by Olsen.
Haley Bateman with the block.
Bateman getting some more blocking points. Yeah, right into her right arm, and she puts it down.
So tied up again, this time 8 as she serves. Perfect pass, the set comes to Bocather, who slams it down.
Favorite shot down the line. That set gets there so fast, the blocker can't get there. She tries to get there, but she doesn't get there.
McGee in to serve for the Cardinal. Flip the tape. Schofield Olsen gets a chance and could not pick it up.
That set was pretty deep, and she ran by set and tried to wrist it over. About an 8-foot set, she was expecting something a lot closer. They'll serve her again if they can. Yeah.
Set go in that direction. Janaku. Picked by Eliza Katoa. Schofield Olsen again.
4th in a row for Schofield Olsen.
Janaku just won't let her have it.
Good strategy. Set somebody fresh. Honey's been waiting out there. It's my turn. I want to get that set. She puts it away.
9th kill for Adora Anai. As Utah back within 1. Big ball by Bocather.
Well, Bocather had the line sealed that time and drilled it across court. She's warming up here. Boy, Olsen hasn't put a ball away in her last 5 swings. The block has controlled her. She's had 2 people in front of her every time. Schofield Olsen's getting a lot of serves and a lot of swings there. She's in the right front right now. She gets another serve.
They go to Dalton. And despite the best efforts of Jordan Burgess, Utah gets the point.
See, Dalton's fresh. She only plays 3 rotations across the front. Comes out of the game, sits down for 3 rotations. So she'll be fresh at the end of the set.
Leading Utah with 11 kills now as Schofield Olsen serves.
All 3 Ute blockers waiting for that one. They're all jammed right in the center of the court. And they didn't have to move much to get that one. Here they go. Perfect.
Joniku on the slide. Nothing Utah could do about that one.
No, they made a nice effort, but they couldn't get that one up. That was a high, hard, flat one. Joniku is not getting her normal amount of kills or her normal amount of sets so far.
She is hitting at 467 here in the fourth.
Her hitting average is better than usual.
Just not the volume out.
Yeah. You know, I think that is about her average, right in that neighborhood. So she's having a normal day in efficiency. Just needs a few more balls.
Again, 3 matches the largest lead of the set for Stanford. Couture blocked by Maddie Bug. Burgess. Now Dalton. Great dig. No catheter.
Good deflection, Inky. She kept her hands up. Joust.
And it's won by Bug.
The setter will win most of these jousts.
But the point goes to Utah.
No, it does. Because Bug netted. Watch her net. Right there on the follow through. Both wrists against the top of the tape. And the umpire was all over that one.
After a long rally, that could be a key point to get Utah back within a couple. Schofield Olsen unable to pick it up, and Stanford back in front by 3 at 15-12. Timeout here in Salt Lake City. The #1 ranked Cardinal looking to put away their second of the weekend. Around the Pac-12, there are 7 teams currently ranked in the top 20 nationally. #1 Stanford, and #3 Washington still unbeaten, and you'll see them both here today on the Pac-12 Network. How about the week that Karsta Lowe has had? A career-high 30 kills against Oregon. She's been fantastic for UCLA.
Well, she plays opposite. She hits from all 6 rotations. She doesn't come out of the match. Occasionally, if they go back-to-back, Coach Seeley will give her a little rest the second night and give her a breather across the back court. I've seen him do that. He's going to keep her in if he's productive, and that's going to be quite a matchup next Friday, UCLA at Stanford, the Pac-12 cover.
And as for Maddie Kingdon, you will see her coming up next on the Pac-12 Network as Arizona tries to hand Washington its first loss of the season. Here in Salt Lake City, it's Stanford 15-12 in the 4th set, and the Cardinal bring Grace Kennedy in to serve. Adolph, the libero, gets this possession started for Utah, and they pick up a point. Once again, it's Shelby Dalton in the call.
She ran a slide on that play, and Bacher just got there a little late. Dalton's timing was perfect. Now she gets the rest for 3 rotations and come in fresh and left front. Burgess made a nice play.
Eliza Patoa. Go after, pokes it over. Big time swing, Adora Anand.
Knight pounding that ball. What an athlete. I like the way she comes in so fast.
Now you've pointed this out, she's been kind of sitting opposite, biding her time, coming through in big moments.
Yeah, she hit the ball hard. She's a Terminator. You know, I used to hate when my players would miss that short serve and they hit it flat like that. You're not going to fool anybody with that serve. You just have to hit it high over the net and let it drop.
Anai again. So we mentioned that Washington-Arizona contest. For those watching us on Pac-12 Network Arizona, we will be taking you there shortly. To continue watching this game, go to pac-12.com, pull up your Pac-12 Now app, and join us there.
Bateman not quite far enough over the net to get the bounce in the court. Stanford gets a point. Stanford blockers talking to each other, communicating, talking about the Utes' routes, where they're going. Nice set by Lutz. Back set.
Shot it all the way to Bowcatcher, but Utah shot it over and out.
They practice that back set, the middle blockers in their pregame warm-up. So this isn't the first one that Lutz did today. She probably had about 10 reps back setting before the match started. So very competitive match here. And the Utes, just 1-5, fighting night against Cal. They're not giving up here. They're playing tough. Both teams are hitting well right now. Stanford's hitting .321 in the fourth set. The Utes have dropped off a little bit, 226, which explains the 3-point lead by Stanford at this point.
Wow, this is the end of a long road for Cardinal. This is their fourth consecutive match away from Maples Pavilion, and they will head home to see the LA schools next week.
Yeah, it's nice to sleep in your own bed. It's a lot easier to play at home, that big Stanford crowd behind them. But they've been good on the road. They're still undefeated, so what can you say?
Across the way for Utah. How about this challenge? They see #1 and undefeated Stanford, and then potentially still undefeated top 3 Washington next in Seattle.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge crowd too. They really come out to watch Washington play. Tough road. You know, where's an easy road trip for the Pack?
Not in this league.
Maybe UCLA. We're playing at a local high school in Pepperdine University. That's probably the easiest road trip right now. They're going to get Pauley Pavilion back soon. That won't be so easy anymore.
I saw the floor down just a couple of weeks ago. It was fantastic. Everyone at UCLA working all hours of the night to get things ready for the end of volleyball, the beginning of basketball season.
Yeah.
Burgess and Stanford trying to close this up in the fourth. 8 off the pass.
Too low for Bateman to hit.
Nice tip shot.
Yeah.
But the net, was it contacted?
By
Utah.
By number 14, Army, I believe. We'll see right here.
Yep.
No, yeah, you think? I don't know. It was at the bottom.
Down either way.
I hate the bottom of the net call, but the umpire has to call it because it's in the rules. They have nothing to do with anything. Only the top of the tape should count.
Largest lead of his fourth set for the Cardinal.
Another low set, but Bateman hits that one. That's the kill. Haley Bateman is hitting about .550 tonight. Has a 50% kill average. She has had 9 kills. No, better than that. 9 kills and 16 attempts. Off the face into the antenna. With Stanford.
So the Cardinal hit 21st. They've got a 4-point edge, and they're 5 away from their 18th victory. Again, going for their best start as a program since 1994.
Well, they're going to go serve Chelsea Schofield Olsen, who gets their 38th serve of match. And he's probably feeling a little bit tired by now after 32 attacks and 38 service receptions. And coach gives her a timeout right now, a good timeout by Coach Winter. Give her a few minutes to rest and come back composed after that shank.
All right, so those of you looking forward to Arizona and Washington on Pac-12 Network Arizona, we will be sending you there to continue watching the end of this match as #1 Stanford looks to finish off Utah. We invite you to go to pac-12.com or tune over to Pac-12 Network, and we are always available using the Pac-12 Now app.
Well, this is a must point here for the Utes. They need to side out badly.
So Stanford will break this huddle at 21-16. Al, how would you like to see him finish it?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to try to serve once again to number 11, Chelsea Schofield Olsen. And we'll see if Beth Lanier changed the service receive to free her up a little bit. She just was ace on that very last serve. And they put in another libero to help her out there. Tess Sutton, the backup libero's next to her, so we'll see if she takes the seam on this serve.
So the heels on Bo Cather. She leads both sides.
Right? Oh, she does. Yeah.
And that frees up Schofield Olsen, but Stanford handles it well. Brittany Howard the tip shot.
They're waiting for that one.
Schofield Olsen again. Bug to Janaku.
What set?
And Utah come away with it thanks to Carly Truman.
Wow. Truman looked like she went over from this angle, but I guess not.
But that set was tight, wasn't it, Al?
Yeah, it'd be aggressive. Yeah, just hit it and celebrate. Don't ever look at the referee after you reach over that. That usually results in a bad ball.
Good pass to Bug, and Bo Cather extends her kills lead.
Yeah, Ada needed to put her left foot forward, and she would have dug that ball into the court. And I believe she had her right foot forward and dug it into the stands.
Janaku on the slide. She is so good at that.
2 blockers, but the line was open and she drilled it.
Cardinal within 2 now. That's what Maddie Bug has done so far today. Now Schofield Olsen and the Utes had to have it, and she delivers.
She hit it off blocker. He probably wanted to get out of the way. The ball was going a little wide there. Schofield Olsen's had a lot of work tonight, a lot of serve receptions, a lot of swings. Just a typical night for her, though.
Back set of Janaku. Liberty Dalton, and that's wide.
Too low to hit. She needed to throw that back into the court.
So match point for number 1 Stanford, with Brittany Howard serving.
This touched the distance to the net on that one. So Utes are still in it. Adolph did a serving signal here.
Bug sets Burgess, and she gives Stanford their 18th win and their best start since 1994.
Well, the Utes came back and got set 3, but they couldn't do it. Stanford, number 1 team in the country since the second week in September when they beat Penn State, number 1, and they're staying there for this next week.
It will be their 7th consecutive week. By the way, the school record for wins to start a season at Stanford is 27, set back in 1991. That's the mark we're going to pursue next, Al, as they go home to host UCLA and USC.
Well, they'll have their hands full because Carson Lowe is leading the nation in kills per set. And she's hot. She's had a great week here. And they're going to come in ready to go at Stanford. So that, as always, Stanford will try to contain the big hitter, namely Carson, and have 2 blockers on him for all night.
We update the Pac-12 standings as Stanford hits 308 here today. They were led in kills by Morgan Bocather with 18. Adoniku had 10. Loretta Lutz 12. Jordan Burgess a dozen as well. They'll do it for us from Salt Lake City. For Al Skitz, I'm JB Long. Our producer has been Gary Milkus, our director, Tim Lay. A reminder that there's more Pac-12 volleyball coming up, with undefeated Washington getting a challenge from Arizona. So long from Salt Lake City. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.